in terms of the kill zone, I did really, really well. And then on Monday, so last night I played comp, and then it was so weird. Like the teams I was getting weren't grouping up, and everyone was in different places, and everyone was like, people were taking high ground, some people were taking a flank. Like one person would go main. It was weird. I didn't know what to do, but you'll see.
Sure.
Uh,
Sure,
the
sure.
game right after was amazing. I'll show it to you.
Yeah, sure. So you've been looking to implement Killzone. What about the scouting? How that went?
Better. Um, Not as good though. I'd say that I worked mostly on the kill box,
Yeah,
but the scouting,
yeah, I see.
I think it
Mhm.
also improved. Now to think about it, you'll see.
Okay, okay. So we can maybe pay attention to scouting a little bit more. So it's gonna be more effective timing, more effective just fighting the kill zone as well. All right. Is there anything what's been difficult in during your game sessions?
For Zarya, long range heroes, and like if the enemy team has a lot of range, like Ash, a lot of poke, and if my team isn't like grouped up. Like if my team isn't like if someone's on the flank, if someone's on some high ground, and then like there's just like a support maybe I have with me that's going main, but the other support is like off on a flank as well. It's hard to make a decision on where to go in. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're
Mm-hmm.
constantly getting poked out, and then if you're losing that poke battle, or I don't know, it's hard to explain. I have a
I
game
see. I
on
see. Okay.
Midtown that I had that issue with. I'll show you.
Yeah, yeah. So there was an issue with where your team been split and playing versus the range as well.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
see. Okay, okay. We can take a look at that. Is there anything else what's been difficult, or that's it?
Mm. I think that was the main thing.
I see. Okay, okay. That's fine. So I have three notes. It's scouting, playing versus range comps, and what do you do if your team is just split too much? Okay, let's take a
Mm-hmm.
look. The Midtown game.
So
Yep.
I think the Midtown game is 86 for H. I sent you three.
86 for H. Let's see.
Yeah, that's the Midtown one.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Mm,
I'm screen sharing. Can you see my stream just fine? Is it working just fine for you?
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so that was the issue. That was an issue through entire game. Just your team being split, playing versus the range heroes as well, or do you have any specific timestamp,
I
any
think it was
specific point?
when we got to first point. I think it was a general issue, but it really became an issue when we hit first point.
I
Not second point,
see.
sorry, second point.
Second point. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you kind of start out here with just trying to
Yeah,
go through the
you know,
choke. Okay. Watching out for your
teammate check.
teammates. Right. This is good just for the scouting. Okay. My question is why do you kind of keep playing over here on the right corner? What are you looking for exactly? Maybe what was your
Um,
plan with your position?
I'm trying to get charge, and I hear I have better range versus that Hanzo and anyone else that's coming behind that Zarya. I know they're all playing on the right to my right, so this is where I can get in beam distance to them and actually be a threat instead of just being. And I can see my whole team from here too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a good central position. I mean, I can see my whole team and I know where they are.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I can push them or punish a mistake. For example, that Hanzo there. If
Sure,
anything.
sure, sure, sure. Let's put it this way, because we used the kill zone concept before. Think about it this way here. Where's your kill zone at the moment?
In between me and the Sojourn.
Yeah, sure. This area here. Well,
But
it
here,
can.
I'm
Mhm.
basically waiting for Ana.
Why do you have to wait for the Ana here?
Well, she's an important hero, I think. But I don't want to push out without her support.
Okay, okay, but
That's why you see me
all
like
right,
team checking a lot. I'm kind of
yeah.
saying, "Hey, we have this space. Come in."
Yes, 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 yes. I think that makes sense. If you do it kind of step by step, just let's say here, for example, you confirm that space with your angle here, you're confident that everybody can walk in and take their space, that's fine. However, I think you can already posture and taking the other space, making sure you trying to take this other corner. So we got this. Let's think about us kind of pushing up a little bit more and taking an additional space. So why it can be done? Well, first of all, your teammates can still see you. You technically, like your Anna, she will have the sideline on you anyway, so you don't have to wait in terms of her just walking into the space with you. It's just based on kind of the sideline. Yeah, your kill zone can kind of extend. Yeah, because with your kill zone it is actually extending towards this track at this point of time.
Hmm.
Maybe even
Hmm.
going a little bit further past the track. Okay, so what your thought process can be is, how do I walk into the space, into the kill zone, apply pressure, but it's not just pressure with your normal fire, yeah, your primary fire, but you can also start thinking about how do you divert the enemy attention. So it makes it easier for your team to walk. Okay, and that's especially important because you gotta pick. You see, so is there a way for you to position so you kind of divert an enemy's attention while contributing to the kill zone right there?
Mm,
What a position can be looking like?
lay behind. I think I honestly, what if I'm honest, I think that I mean, Zarya's out of position. I think.
Yeah, sure, sure, sure.
So not if I peek, so if I get behind that taxi, Hanzo can see me, Lifeweaver can see me, and Ash gets a better angle on me. Punishing Zarya's position and making her walk back like right there,
Yeah,
I think
you
that's
did.
the right play.
That was good. Yeah, you make her walk, but then you keep kind of staying here. That's what I'm saying. You want to start instead taking advantage of that. Yeah, so it's kind of maybe even starting here, right? We got the space, we got the Zarya out, so you kind of maybe use those three steps. Usually, I usually say try to take space on the map, try to take the angle, then make sure you're in control. That is where you can look around and scout like you did there. Yeah, you was confirming, are you in control of this space under the bridge? Well, you totally are.
Hmm.
Okay, so now you can start taking the position again, making sure you're controlling it, and then using the position. So once you got the Zauri out, thinking and posturing in a more let's say not aggressive way, but kind of the way where you divert more of the enemy's attention. I usually a lot of times, especially with Zaurias, you want to take advantage of taking off angles on the map. For example, yeah. So let's say here, if you walk, well, first of all, are you familiar with off-angle term? What that means exactly?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Basically, not main,
Yeah.
not main. Then where you can put pressure.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
I, I, I just here my thought was if I push anything past this pillar to the right where Sojourn, if
Mm-hmm.
I push anything past that,
Mm-hmm.
Bap and whoever the heck is whoever is with Bap and our Hanzo that is,
Mm-hmm.
um, they aren't contributing to anything I push past here. You know
Mm.
what I mean? That
Mm.
that was they were that was my main thing because of that pillar.
Because of the pillar. Okay. Okay. So let it be then. Try to take an angle here where those guys still can be active, right? Is it possible here? Trying to lean towards certain
But I
position?
mean, behind the taxi, if anything
Yeah.
past this taxi is out of position on my part, no.
What do you think about even holding here? Let's say you get to this position.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Hmm.
that's good.
Hmm.
Okay. So see, this is something you want to lean towards, ideally. Well, maybe your rotation is not exactly going to the main and all of that, but it's just kind of we making the thought process of I got a position, I'm in control now. What is that next position I move towards? So I distract an enemy team a little bit more. Maybe your rotation can be going left and then doing all of this, yeah, and sort of maybe hesitating a little. It's not that it's like too bad.
I didn't even think about that position. In my
Mm,
head, I was I was kind of waiting for them to kind of win the resource battle or see that someone's out of position, a Hanzo or the Life Weaver, kind of catch
mm,
them at like too close,
mm-hmm. I
or with
see.
low resources and try to put like use a bubble, take and kill them there and maybe come back and be
Yes.
up.
Yes. Yes.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
so that Hanzo and that Life Weavers was kind of my plan.
Yeah.
I think that's
Exactly.
what I do. That's what I do
Exactly.
soon, pretty soon.
You want to there's good intention, to put the pressure on them. I just want you to make sure you also divert their attention as well, because see, with your position you're not doing that currently. That what can get your team killed, basically. Like, let's say now he will have a choice to either shoot this or shoot you. That's a big distraction, while you also gonna be able to apply pressure in the long term. Well, maybe going from here we can start applying pressure
Mm,
to this guy, yeah, right now. Okay, it's just
right.
because we're taking an off angle on the map somewhere, you kind of leaning towards better map control, I guess. Yeah, constantly diverting their crosshair.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And even Ash on that high ground. Is she on that high ground?
Yeah,
Ash?
yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's there.
So
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't see that before, but if I do take that position by
Mm-hmm.
the bus stop, is that Ash on the high ground? Is that not problematic for me though?
That's okay. If you look at it from perspective of, well, first of all, you didn't know, but you can always adjust if this happens. If she is applying pressure to you, you can position accordingly. Well, instead of being in her sideline, well, you tell me. So if she's
Yeah,
there,
just be behind the
uh-huh.
I mean, I can take that room. I
Exactly.
can take that room
Yeah,
in there.
exactly. You can take the room and you can even think about posturing towards here, because this can act like your cover. Because if she will, if she will try to peek, yeah, like if she'll try to push you, she will drop eventually. If you're really close to this wall, there's no way she can shoot you if you're too close to this wall, which is possible. You can just lean
Right.
towards all this cover here. This is what you can think about, kind of, if those situations appear, I guess. But it's definitely we're trying to lean towards a little bit of off angle control, if
Yeah, I
possible.
see what you mean. Yeah, not sitting on main
Yeah,
is usually pretty good.
yeah, because the attention towards your team is just there might be there might be so many things which can go wrong. Maybe Hanzo gets 2 shots to picks, and that is something you're not controlling. That's not ideal. You want try to control that through more proactive positioning, because you diverting the
Right.
attention constantly. Okay, let's see here.
Yeah, I basically just hope that my DPS
Yeah,
were better.
exactly,
Basically.
exactly,
Right.
exactly. Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah, you can just
Gotcha.
set up for this all the situations, divert the enemy attention. This pressure is nice while you capitalizing of the Hanzo's dragon push up. Sure, that makes sense. Okay, some of the early pressure there, and then we're going back. Gotta be careful here because your team is a little bit far back there.
I know I have the mega and I have the bubbles for it.
It's alright. Okay. Yeah, you just kind of learn him, so we have the resources for the actual fight, but that's fine. It's going well for you. Okay, let's see. I like the pressure. That's really nice. Now let's think about from map control perspective. Yeah, again, diverting the enemy's attention while contributing to the kill zone. Where can you be?
I mean, I could have pushed up even one further, right in front of me, to that right, right in front of me, that archway to the right.
Yeah, of course. Okay, but where you would play exactly? So there's, let's say there's corner 1, corner 2, maybe corner 3. Yeah, what do you lean towards?
Corner one
Corner
probably
1.
would be even better. I'm here. I'm assuming
Mm-hmm.
that my team is with me, They kind of are. I mean, they're there. But they're all sitting on cart. You know what I
Mm-hmm,
mean?
mm-hmm.
And I feel that. I can tell by the Hanzo arrows. I can
Mm-hmm.
tell by the Sojin shots that they're far.
Okay.
So I don't
Okay.
want to push past this because I know
Mm-hmm,
they're far
mm-hmm,
behind
mm-hmm.
me.
Okay. Okay. Let's say because initially, right? Initially, it's fine. I think holding this arch is okay, but see, most likely what's gonna happen. The point is gonna be on this lane, right? And all of your teammates are kind of gonna be sitting around this main lane. All right. Now you're D in the Laurentian because you probably maybe you will not get any kills done. Probably it's gonna be tough. Yeah, you just trying to pressure, but because your team is not with you, it might be complicated Laurentian. So
Yeah, they're far.
think about where are you gonna go so you maintain this map control, maintain better off angle. What is that corner you're gonna be going back towards? Later when the fight is gonna
I
be
would.
happening, probably around
I
here,
was
I think.
thinking of
Mm.
controlling the stairs to my right.
Stairs to your right,
What
yeah.
if
Mm.
once they push out because I can't hold 1, 2, or 3.
Mm.
The only place I can fall back to is the stairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Go down the
So
stairs.
see, then you need to position accordingly, I guess, so you sort of the attention. So you're not sitting here once in the middle lane, but try to go to the side lane somewhere. Either I'm going left lane here, or I'm choosing to go right side lane. Yeah, it's always should be something like that because now when we sit on this main, there's a high chance the enemies know you there. Well, first of all, they point a crosshair to you, and there's a high chance they also hit somebody by accident from your team as well, potentially, because they aim in the
Right.
same lane. Okay,
Yeah. Again,
and
I'm hoping that my team is good enough to
yeah,
not die
yeah,
here.
yeah. But all that
Right.
pressure before was good. Yeah, but just imagine. Oh, also one more advantages of taking angles is that let's say they decide to push you. Well, we can call it lane control. Yeah, if I'm in the left lane or the right lane, doesn't matter. If they decide to push me, you baiting these guys into your kill zone. This is the point. Yeah, position an off angle, not just only because it's more proactive pressure and your team is not gonna die. It's also you bait them in the kill zone a little bit more. You bait them to make all these rotations. Let's say they try to push you to the left, or they try to push you to this right side. Doesn't matter. It's really nice. Okay, I can give you an example of this. Let me find. I usually have some examples prepared. Maybe there's some Zarya gameplay we can find right there. I think usually I show something from there was really good example from Aitan's streams, for example. But let me see. Taking angles. Okay. But yeah, all of this so far, does all of it make sense to you? Taking off angles?
Yeah. I mean, not. If I hold that right pillar,
Uh huh.
um, I guess it's harder for them to push out.
Hmm.
It is harder for them to push out, but I don't feel like I just have the support for my team if I sit on that pillar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. So you just want to do okay. Let's say like now, do you see that your team can still support you even when you're there? Maybe even when you're here? You see that it's possible?
I mean, if no, because of this wall that I'm standing in front of right now. If because then
Uh-huh.
the kill box can't be behind that wall if I stand up there.
Yeah, so you're talking about this wall here?
If I stand there, and that's
Right.
position one. That was
Mm-hmm.
position one, I think. If I stand there, that
Mm-hmm.
wall that I'm standing on right now will deny my team helping.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, sure, exactly. So you can try to lean towards, as I mentioned, the side lane. Yeah, you try to lean towards not the main lane where you play. We call this position one, but we lean towards position three, or maybe we lean towards the position two. Yeah, we
Oh,
can
you're
use this.
saying just holding that lane, like literally holding that lane.
Of
Okay.
course, of course, of course. You can move, obviously, depending on the situation. You can move forward, you can move backwards, but it's always, I'm trying to lean towards those side lanes potentially, yeah? So you can divert more of the enemy's attention. You don't want to hold the same lane with your team, yeah? Try to go somewhere else, take an off angle, divert the attention. Now, if your kill zone So your kill zone is gonna be kind of around this area here. Okay, what I'm gonna do is, because I'm positioned in this doorway, for example, let's call it A, if the enemies are pushing you, they're pushing you through here, they're gonna be constantly, like for maybe this period of time, for example, they're gonna be in your team's sightlines. And that what makes it easy for your team to get kills, but it's through more proactivity. Yeah. Again, an example of this can be if I'm here on this first point, okay, instead of me waiting at a position A, I can kind of think about the lanes. By the way, any map, you can split on 3 lanes, usually. So let's say here, there's your main lane, this is kind of the third one, the second one, and then there's a third one, it kind of goes through here, and then it does, sometimes it's not clear, but all of this, here, the high
Mm-hmm.
ground together, this is kind of your third lane here. So your idea is to try to lean towards this other lane. Yeah, my team is taking the lane A. Let me go towards the B. I'm diverting the enemy's attention constantly and making it easier for them to walk and do something at the kill zone. That's your point, yeah? Just bait the enemy in by taking another lane, not staying on the same lane with your team.
Right, but still keeping the same kill box.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it's really nice. You're contributing all this damage. You just kind of about a little bit more a proactive position. Okay, I'm just gonna put it this way. Write down proactive position. Okay, and one more important point is lane control. Another point is off angle. So I'm just taking this empty lane somewhere. Sometimes it can be that your team, especially the higher ranks, your team might position not on the main lane necessarily. It's just, at the lower ranks, there's a tendency people tend to stack up on the main lane too much because the point is moving to the main side. But usually at the higher ranks, people might take other lanes as well. But you can just think again, not stacking up with them, even maybe this left side or right side doesn't matter, but take another side, yeah, just take advantage of that. Let me see, maybe some game examples. I think especially on maps with a lot of high ground control, I'm just gonna show something to you real quick. I think it can be good.
You cut out when you put
Huh?
when you said the main lane that had higher ranks, you
Oh yeah, I can repeat that.
cut out.
Yeah, I can repeat
Right.
that. At the high ranks, people sometimes well, let's put it this way. At the lower ranks, people tend to stack up on the lane on the main lane way too much. At the higher
Mhm.
ranks, though, you will see people. There will be more potential. They will try to take the other lanes, the side lanes, a lot of times. Well, at least
Mhm.
most of your team, they will try to do that. Yeah. So let's say most of your team moves A, this left lane. Well, then your side lane, your off angle will be on the main, actually, the position B. It can be the case, it's just usually rare at
Mhm.
the lower ranks,
Yeah,
may.
it
Mhm.
depends. Yeah, it depends where the enemy is, right?
Uh, of course, well, of course. It's just, but it's just important to recognize, I guess. You notice usually
Mhm.
people tend to stack up on the main lane too much. That's why I'm kind of saying, yes, side lane, move left, right, but it's not strict rule. Just identify what is that empty lane you can take, be away from your core. You can maybe create this rule. Off angle is just being away from where most of your team is. If most of your team is at the main lane, I want to be somewhere else. Okay, I'm gonna show this example here. Uh, This is a good representation, especially on the maps with a lot of high grounds. Okay, you will see it's quite important for you to understand how do you divert the attention. Okay, this is defense, so it's easy for you to do something here usually. But anyway, see, when we trying to do something in the map, your team usually they will try to use this main lane here. You see a lot of times, maybe at your rank, it's common. Well, people probably would start holding this high ground to the right. Of course, maybe there are some other members like staying here where the Zarya is currently, but because
Mhm.
you are on this other position, not with your team at the same side, you're diverting the enemy's attention consistently. And you'll see this player here. It's actually it's 8 stream, but I think he's quite good. Zarya, just good example for you to show. He's holding up this side, this position, and there's a consistent pressure towards him, super active position. So all of this discords, all this attention, it's not going towards that side where some of his teammates are. I think they're around 2 people gonna hold there. So you gotta be doing similar thing, and you can even do something similar on attack as well. You can potentially try to take this stop and use it to divert the enemy's attention while your team is pushing the cart in the main lane. That's the main point. Yeah, we're trying to just go somewhere in this off angle empty lane, try to take it, proactive position. Mm-hmm. That
Right.
doesn't make sense so far.
Yeah, trying to create pressure.
Perfect. Yeah, I think this is really important concept.
Yeah, I've also been trying not to let their tank just push past me. You know, I was kind of paying attention to that a little bit, where trying to match their tank and not letting them push past me.
Why do
Or
you
kind of being
why do
there,
you need
you know
that?
what I mean?
Yeah. Why do you need that?
Well, I just don't want their tank to walk on my backline. I mean,
Right. What is the point of the tank? What is the job of the tank?
to hold space.
Hold space. What does it mean?
Not let people through that space.
Sure. And what's more important, to not let the tanks through the space or this other people?
You tell me. I assume whatever gets the most value, and
Right.
either if walking on their backline gets more value, then
Usually.
that
Right.
you
Exactly.
and then but in this case it's a 2v5.
Mhm.
I would assume dueling the 2v5 is more value, I would assume,
Mm-hmm.
because I know their whole team is still back there. I hear
Right,
them.
right. Exactly. But see, this is what exactly kills your team, like the follow up, the backline, yeah. Because your job as a tank is destruct, right? And it's more important destructing all these more important abilities. Maybe it's a cast nade, maybe it's ana grenade, maybe it's soldier's helix, yeah. If you're destructing that as a first priority, then your team can live, yeah. But if you're not letting tanks through, you basically play by his rules. The job of the tank is to destruct. You destruct it if you shoot the tank. Most of the time. Let's put it this way. Yeah, of course, sometimes there are exceptions when you don't have to let the tank walk, but ideally, trying to destruct what's more valuable and those abilities, yeah, or what we mentioned, those are more important, is your priority. Yeah, that's why we want to be somewhere here. Yeah, if I'm distracting this, I'm walking up on their backline, then it creates more pressure, it creates better cooldown trade. Yeah, who knows? Maybe if you're forcing the Cassidy grenade, maybe it's Ana grenade, then if you trade it with one bubble, it's more valuable. Yeah, it's a deal, it's something what you want to do. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even if they're playing way passive, like way
Mm-hmm.
out of the fight, like they are now.
Yeah, of course. But see, like, you let's put it this way: you not just walking forward somewhere, right? You find the kill zone and put your pressure, proactive pressure there. Yeah, our problem so far was we not putting proactive pressure. That's why there's a high chance your team is gonna die. Yeah, as you can see here, you staying in the main lane, so there's a lot of chance for all these guys to walk without even bothering to look at you, and then your team dies, and this is what happens. Yeah, they're not even distracted with you, right? And Cassidy lands the grenade, all of this pressure happens, the soldier walks forward, yeah. But let's say they're distracted with you, and this is happening in the
I
kill zone,
see.
then your team can do something. They can land the nade, they can follow up, but now you actually distracted with their tank in the sense, yeah. You just shooting the tank here, and this is
Right now,
Mhm.
now I'm out of position because now they all pushed up and my team pushed back.
Oh,
Because if
yeah.
if I would have held up, those 3 people wouldn't have come out of there.
Yeah, exactly,
Wouldn't
exactly.
have pushed
Well,
out.
or maybe let's say they push. Yeah, they will push eventually. You kind of maybe you acting like a smart bait, because you have a lot of defensive resources, but then ideally you have the bubbles, two bubbles, because they push you, you can survive that pressure. Yeah, this is something like if the attention is on me, maybe they're still pushing through, but I'm getting better cooldown trade and my team, they can do more. Yeah, they can actually hold all the space on the map. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So it's just maybe one more note, just attention on the backline a little bit more. Yeah, 250 HP target. So you don't have to mark the tank. There are exceptions. Usually when the tank is killable, when he's kind of too out of position, isolated, I think you can pay attention to him. But now you don't. Oh, and by the way, what if the enemy tank walks in your backline and you walk on the enemy backline? Well, in this case, it's just you want to play for who's better, trading the backlines. That's it. Ideally, you should be better. Yeah, it's just the matter
Yeah,
of
of
who
course.
who uses the resources. Yeah, if you use resources better, you get better backline trade. Back in Overwatch 1, even I remember there was a meta where you just constantly played dive, like kind of classic dive with Zenyatta, Lucio, and all of that composition was a lot about just trading the backlines, and it's just who's better at doing so. It's these guys are winning, and here in Overwatch 2 especially, because there's much more proactive play involved. You have to look to do the same thing more frequently. That's why don't get discouraged. Let's say one of your backline members they die, but you kill two. That is the value. That is what you're looking for. Somebody always gonna
Right.
die on your team. Somebody always gonna die on their team. It's just make sure you're forcing out more resources from the enemy. That's it.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
Right. So kill box is important, but mm, also
Mhm,
you can't. You try to stay basically in the LOS of your supports at some
mhm,
point.
mhm.
Like yes, kill zone is important, but at some point, like you can't make that like a 100% rule where you always have to be like applying pressure on the same people. Like, yeah, try to stay in your support's LOS, but you also need to keep control their backline if
Mhm,
their
mhm,
tank is walking on
mhm,
yours,
mhm,
right?
mhm, mhm, mhm. Yeah,
Not necessarily like walking their
yeah,
backline isn't always going to necessarily mean you're going to stay in that kill zone.
yeah. Okay. So this is like an additional thing because I think your first step is gonna be how do I set up more proactive pressure? Now you're asking about this next step, yeah? Like how do how do I increase the quality of all of this engage? Okay, ideally, you want to apply pressure, use your cooldowns in the kill zone still while staying at all these lanes, holding your
Mm,
off angle. So what is that about? I'm holding this space here. I'm shooting the backline, but I'm doing it in a way so I'm not getting my bubbles forced too much. I'm not getting my resources forced too much. I'm just shooting, just pressuring the primary fire, using corners as my cover. But once these guys
right.
walk, they commit the pressure. Hopefully, they do it in the kill zone as well. This is the most ideal. Then you press the bubble, and your team should be able, or you together with your team should be able to kill them. That is the most ideal. That's how you play. You're still
Right.
gonna be playing around the kill zone, but you're baiting them in, extend them, bait, and then press something. Yeah, then press your ability. But first, set up your proactive position. Mm-hmm.
Right. I think this is more about like the sync,
Yeah.
like the for the people walking through, not letting people just walking through main, but because here they can just walk out on any three lanes that they want,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sitting in a position where they can just walk out, but if I can hold them on the other side of that on those lanes
Mm-hmm.
and still stay in the kill box, yeah. Because now I see.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is what's it's about. Yeah, we kind of want to try understand. Okay, where is our kill zone now? I'm trying to take the lane and see where I can divert the attention while my team is kind of is gonna be able to support me. It's not always important for maybe you sometimes even have the sideline to get support. What is important is you applying pressure on the area, like let's say here, yeah, you have a lot of corners, you're applying pressure in the same area, but you know, when you gonna be just long term in the fight, think about if you, like for example here, if I commit towards this corner, you're gonna be out of line of sight of your supports for short period of time, but that's fine because you can just get in their sideline within like maybe 2 seconds or so. That's all right, you know. It's just sometimes you might notice the main layout, it's not allowing you to constantly keep the sightlines like all the time, but it's all right. You just still trying to apply the same rule of thinking, okay, my kill zone is maybe over here, let me think, where's this empty lane? Yeah, maybe I can walk through here, A, maybe I can walk through here, B, as well. You probably would take this with your right click, just jump up, take the space with the right click, and
I do that later,
yeah.
I think.
This is the most ideal. This position is good for that exact reason, where you just walk towards on the right side was really nice. It's what you wanna try to maintain.
I really don't like that high ground over there. I don't even think it's worth it to bubble Cassidy in, but I didn't want him to die either.
Okay.
And get you know, charge.
That's fine. Can remember tweeting bubbles more. Just make sure you have the bubbles once most of your team is ready. Here's the case, but just you know that always priority is not the charge, but how can I control the space in the kill zone? That's important. Okay, what do you think about here? So we actually kind of we took this side lane here.
I'm like following BAP, if I'm honest with you. I literally just turned off my brain and followed BAP. I was
Right.
like, he's going to the flank. I'm coming with him.
Okay. Where is your kill zone at this point of time?
Nowhere. Maybe.
What is that space your team wants to fight for? Most of them currently.
Ramatra.
Ramatra, yeah. This space in front, kind of. Let's mark this yellow box.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Now, what is that effective position for you to start pressuring this position? Off angle.
To the right.
To the right.
Right. To the
Here?
right of that box, right? Yeah, right.
Exactly.
Right
that's it. You don't have to walk that far.
Yeah. I was just following BAP. That's my mistake.
Right.
I just turned off my brain and said I'm going with him.
That's okay. But it's just for us, it's gonna be constant recognition. I have this box. Okay, let me just take this angle. I'm already on off angle. This is your other lane. So again, this is main one. This is kind of this first one, and then there's also the lane on the back through the train. So either probably take this, or if you can to get there, that's also possible. Okay. Yeah, definitely. There was a little bit too long rotation, so there was just too much pressure on your team, I think, and then ended up.
The BAP was just going for the flank.
Yeah, that's alright.
Flanking BAP, bro. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Okay. Okay. Some of the pressure there. Definitely we will pay attention to the bubble management more as well, because it's gonna be quite important. Just the timings of it. I think
my bubble management lately has been really bad, actually. It used to be better. I don't know why.
You see, when you in this situation, for example, maybe this is a good example to us. When you use this self bubble, yeah. So it's just gonna be now, yeah. What do you think?
No, this is terrible.
So what good bubble looks like for you? What you should be looking for?
When he was punching, or when Animate comes in.
Exactly.
When their Animate, not ours. When their Animate comes in.
You know, you can try to combine all of this bubble management to what we said now about the kill zones, just trying to set up more on off angle, because you're being more proactive, most likely more pressure is going to go towards you, and that's where the bubbles are also going to be feeling more useful, because now, well, this is kind of at this point of time because you're taking the fight here. Yeah, this feels like a little bit more almost like main side to me, a main lane, because your team is gonna come from this main side A. Yeah? So you can maybe go towards B just as soon as possible. Yeah, when you've been rotating before that, and then trying to lean towards taking this position and see, maybe I'm receiving more pressure, more burst. Like I mentioned, maybe it's Ramatro Punch, maybe it's Annonade, maybe it's even Soldier's Helix, something like that. Then you start using your bubbles. You use it as a resource which allows you to actually exist on those proactive off angles and just do not die. And
Yeah,
other
I
thing,
don't feel. Oh, okay. Yeah, there's Unanade. Never mind.
that's all right. You know, you oh, one more additional thing is trading your HP as well. Seeing, okay, maybe half of my shields are gone. I can start using my bubble here. It's okay. Like the HPs are like looking at this figure is good enough, but it just to me it seems like there's not enough burst. Yeah, there's just
True.
not enough for you to react to at this point of time. So it's probably get in a proactive position, force them to use something rather than trying to stop them. Like what is what we do here? Yeah, see, this is not what gonna kill your team a lot. This is probably maybe this follow up, or it might be also others. I don't know, walking to the main. But this is your first attention should be on. Try to trade backlines first.
Yeah, I'm basically playing defense this whole time, and I'm dying because of it.
Okay.
Yeah, so instead of turning around and trying to help my team by stopping the tank from walking, I just need to walk too. That was
Exactly.
a fat finger.
Yeah, I was wondering. Wait, what happened there?
I picked up my glass of water, and when I put my hand back on the keyboard, I hit Q back.
It's okay.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah, but same thing here. Yeah, probably lean towards the left, walk. I always suggest that, honestly, and it actually gonna help with a lot of things such as limit testing. You experiment as well. This is always better. And what's more importantly, because you're being more proactive now, suddenly, because you're more in control, your teammates start feeding less. You know, you cannot control your teammates. You cannot just hope they win the fight, like you said. Yeah, my DPS can be better than their DPS. There's no way. There's
Yeah, you
they
can't climb
always
like that.
lose. Yeah, they always lose.
Yep.
They're never better. But
Mhm.
you know, it's just it's a joke. But of course, you have to be more proactive first. Okay, watch this point. Maybe you can watch the attack, or I mean defense. So because this is kind of the same thing probably with the lanes at least. Okay, we yeah, let's see. This is gonna be interesting. The first point, you kind of brushing this choke altogether. Let's see how is that gonna go. Maybe even going a little bit more back. So yeah, what do you think? What are your positioning is gonna be looking like? First of all, what's your thoughts? What is that position you're gonna be holding around the most?
Uh, yeah, behind the taxi, I think.
Hmm. Yeah.
Wait, what
So
was your question exactly?
yeah. So that was this position here at the A, right?
What was your question?
Oh,
What's
what
gonna?
was my question? Oh, yeah. I was just asking, what is your long-term plan with the position? Where you gonna be holding?
Oh, from taxing stairs and holding the high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's per. I don't like the plan, but that's kind of the plan.
Yeah, sure. I think this can work. So see, your most of the backline members they usually play here. So this is your kind of main lane, and this can be your side lane. This high ground at the start, maybe leaning towards the stairs while your backline is shooting from fire track. I think this is decent. Usually you tend to play around this left corner. That's all right. Okay, some of the pressure on the Rissa. She's discorded. That's fine. You can put some more rush as well. Use Sim walks in, so you can bubble that when there's a big burst. That's all right. Okay. Right clicks. Sure. Okay. They're not exactly walking yet, so we can just do a lot of poke, maybe even get additional charge like you did with your previous bubble. You did additional charge, that's fine, but you gotta be careful with this bubble, I think, like right there. Mm, this here, because they are really soon about to walk in. Yeah, make sure this type of bubbles, well, you have your 2 bubbles when they start to walk in, I think. Let's see. It seems like they're not exactly walking, but there's just a high threat for them. There's a high chance if they walk through main and you don't have the bubble, that might influence the fight. You have to be careful when they about to walk into the kill zone. Two bubbles is the must usually. They start for some reason taking the. Okay, yeah, that took a little bit longer. Right.
Yeah, I saw them back up a lot. That's why I was just throwing bubbles out.
Okay, so it actually shows here. Okay, you have your kill zone right there in the yellow. Okay. You trying to kind of at this point of time seems like you're trying to prioritize charge a little bit more. Maybe even with this bubble. If we're posturing, we're pressuring, that's fine. But try to do it in a way so they are baited in slightly more, I think, if possible. So it's not maybe picking out this way, but I'm leaning towards this cover. So it requires them to move a little bit more forward to shoot you. Yeah, if they move a little bit more forward, then they're gonna be more exposed to your backline, and it's gonna be harder for them to exist and stay alive. Because if you use bubble now, you see what happens. You shoot. The soldier is shooting, but then he instantly gets behind the cover. That's the main disadvantage.
Because I walk up.
Yeah, right. So you just want to find your proactive position angle, sure, but bait them in and then use the bubble. I think use it slightly later. So maybe this. You see this when this happens, Orisa walks in. Probably there's gonna be some follow that pressure. The rail. Maybe it's I don't know.
Yeah, Sim, soldier.
Yeah, exactly. So when this happens, that's when you will need your bubble, and you can leverage it, use it to just stay alive in those cases. Well, Arisa kind of died, so it's good for us. Yeah, you just be more clean with his bubbles there. Okay.
Yeah, a better team recognizes is kind of bubbles.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of usually, especially the higher ranks, people will call, okay, Zarya, no bubbles, let's walk. Yeah, they will try to bait you. They will try to shoot you. Yeah, like this. Yeah, this is fine. I think at this point of time, this bubble might be okay because you're gonna get a bug by the time when these guys are gonna walk through the kill zone. But yeah, make sure you have that.
Yeah, I mean, I killed Kiriko pretty late.
Okay, pressure. So now, yeah, just now, I think this one is good. This is what it's more about. Yeah, they start walking just like that, more aggressively, committing cooldowns, committing ultimates. They've walked into your space. This is good. You can even think about the corners, like just when the enemies, let's say they walk, this is corner 1, and maybe they start walking from corner 1 to something like corner 2. Ideally, if you catch them in the middle of rotation between the corners, that is really good, because it's going to be really hard for them to...
My first thought, as soon as my sim ults, my first thought is I don't want him to pass this wall.
Yeah. Yeah, this is good. Your position changed a little. Yeah, like you fight towards this space, but this is much better. Those bubbles are much better here. They kind of walked a little, and then you shut them down. Is the pressure? Okay. Yeah, I don't see there's a maybe exact problem playing versus the range. It seems like, right? It's just probably let's find proactive position. Well, first of all, it's gonna probably solve this. How do you play against the range? Because they start diverting the attention to you, so your team will not die as much, and
you skipped it. I think you were right about to get to the point where I was having trouble with the
you wanna
range.
Sure.
Yeah, if you go back to that second point where you were.
Oh yeah, you feel.
I was gonna push that left side. You'll see. We
Yeah,
died there. We died multiple times there, trying to push that Ramatra Ash.
So
it was more of a poke.
Yeah, so it's kind of here-ish. I guess. Yeah, I skip that because it was similar.
Yeah, because we die here.
Okay. Let's see. So this is when the fight is over. You kind of setting up for the next one. It's reasonable. Yeah, that's what I mean. Even in those cases, okay, you don't want to exactly maybe wait for regroup, but still think what is that valuable space you got maybe, and try to take advantage of that. So maybe I'm not playing over here, but what if I just walk in the side lane here, just put some early pressure and divert the attention to me. I'm not.
Yeah,
It's
they're
not.
not grouped up either.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna die or something. I still have the corner, but at least if some attention goes to me, we can walk forward. Okay, once my team walks forward, I walk forward as well, and this is constant pattern. Yeah, versus the ranged. Well, probably first of all you use more short range spaces, and then because you divert the attention, that's gonna help quite a lot. But this is what's gonna happen if. Yeah, like if there's no maybe not too proactive position, sometimes your team is gonna die from the snipers. Obviously, it's not that smart from them as well. Just trying to peek this damage early in the fight, but all right. So this, you got the Ash. There's a surgeon. The surgeon got the Ash. It took the high ground. Yeah, probably. I think you still. This is fine, but see if there's a possibility for you to shoot something from here. Yeah, this is okay for now though. You just like see if this happens. I think, especially the targets are isolated. Sometimes you can pressure them no matter what. It's just if they're killable, like the soldier pressures by himself, for example. That is something I can turn my attention to. Well, you do, so this is nice. Okay. Yeah, just they have better ult economy here. Honestly, that's really gonna be really tough for you to win. You just maybe before slight more walk, sure, more proactive position. But I don't know. Before it also seemed like it's just more about let me take this left side. I think okay, like your team it walks through. Okay, you hold here. Wait. Well, if the enemy team is on this side, yeah, what's the solution? At this point, what's your thought?
I think just resources. I'm waiting for my team to push up a little more,
Hmm.
and then try to just win the resource battle with
Hmm.
bubbles, taking this low ground. Even though low ground isn't good, I mean it's a head glitch.
Hmm.
If I stand real close here,
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely. But
like this.
yeah, sure. It's definitely that's what you're looking for, more proactivity. So this is alright. Just
But you see the Ash and the Ilari up there,
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
the
yeah,
Ilari was just up there.
yeah. Sure. Well,
That's
sometimes because of the map layout, you cannot get to them exactly. Well, you can maybe technically disrupt their shots with your secondary fire sometimes, but most of the time, try to
not
think
gonna.
what is reasonable for you. What's more killable. So like there, okay, you did disrupt her, but then now, okay, I probably want to get towards this guys. Okay, I just want to find more valuable position. I'm trying to put some pressure in and probably take elevator at the end, I think, and maybe even deal with Dash at the end. That's fine. Actually, dealt with her in the long term, so that's all right. Mm. And here is just you don't want to shoot the Remato, you want to shoot something. Find more valuable targets, like whatever does the follow up. Okay, maybe shoot, but most of your attention shouldn't be here, but going towards this, for example. Okay, I turn my attention to the soldier. That's it.
Right. So even if it's like a 4v1, even the Ramacho's ulting, but it's a 4v1. His team like he just left his team, and his team isn't really coming with him. You still want me to walk backline?
Mostly, if it's let's say isolated Ramata versus isolated other target, then isolated other is usually better. At least for building a habit. Yeah, let's put it this way. I think like now, I think it might be reasonable. You can maybe kill him, but there's also other like targets which we should be consistent looking for. If you know the soldier there and then you shoot the Ramatra, then it's fine with me. But to me, it seems like your instinct is like let's shoot Ramatra. Right? You would not.
No, this was a conscious decision. I knew his
Hmm.
team was down here.
Right, but
And as soon as he ults, I want to burst him down
right.
before he kills everyone on my team.
Then you have to, in this case is okay, like what I'm saying this, you have to look around and check, because like you have to understand, oh, like is there a soldier maybe who's gonna take an angle or something like that. So yeah, but it can be both. I think you can shoot both. You can shoot
I
the
think I
soldier.
bubble Soldier's Helix.
Mm-hmm. That's all right. Yeah, no, I'm just saying like both are reasonable. You know, like the Mater actually starts to be more killable when he walks forward. I just want to make sure it's more consistent habit for you to go after the back line rather than stop their tank from walking. Let's put it this way. Yeah, it's okay.
Mm.
Obviously, like in this case, I think, but just most of the time. All right.
Yeah, that's a pretty extreme case for Macho to run into my team.
Yeah. You know what we can do? We can actually try to do a game maybe, and you can look to just apply what I mentioned with the kill zones, maybe more proactive setup as well, if you like. You
Right,
want to do that?
kill zone, but I don't have to be standing next to my teammates, basically. Like I
Yeah,
can take proactive
exactly. Yeah.
positions, not let them push and walk their backline when necessary. Like if my backline's getting walked on, do the
Yeah.
same.
Yeah, exactly,
Okay,
exactly. Try to
let's do
take
that.
off angles. Yeah, let's try. Try to screen share. Let's see. Yeah, nice.
I was gonna play quick play.
It's up to you. Yeah,
Battery critical.
if you're fine with the competitive, if you're warmed up, I think it's good.
I'm not.
Not.
I just got on. Do you mind if we just do a quick play?
Yeah, it's all right. We can do that. Sure. Ideally, if you have time, usually maybe you wanna. Well, if we're gonna be doing lessons later, you can also see
Yeah,
if there's time to warm up. You can do that.
I usually will, but I just got off work. I showered, then as soon as I was in showering, and I got on with you. I didn't really have time. I was
That's all
planning
right.
on warming up though. I
That's
promise.
That's all right. That's all right.
Welcome to Rialto.
Okay.
Alright, Rialto. Defend. My first thought is the high ground on that left side
Yeah,
on main.
yeah. I think so too. You can maybe start playing there. There's gonna be a good choke as well between the buildings. You a lot of times can maybe even take the right side doorway, not necessarily stay in the main. Of course, you see if there's potential when you stay in the choke, but you can maybe even take this right side doorway and see if there's a pressure on the back line, which you can do once they get to this.
So is it cool if I where Hanzo is right now?
You can start here. Yeah. Start here, experiment. Yeah, start, but just making sure you're consistent with the taking the side lanes, taking this off angles, I guess.
Bastion. Hog, step to play corner.
Now make sure most of your bubbles are ready for the kill zone, so you're not just wasting them, but kind of just shoot, and when there's a pressure, then you bubble. Yeah, once there's a. Nice. Was good kill. Right. Similar pressure with the right clicks. Nice. Okay, you're probably gonna react to their hook, Zenyatta's orbs, something like that. The discords, yeah.
Oh, I missed.
Wait, you actually survived there. Nice.
That's funny.
Okay, but you see,
Sorry, buddy.
you see, make them walk before them. They can use the bubble.
You
the
want me to bait
abilities.
them?
Yeah, exactly. You shoot. The primary fire, but once they do this, yeah, that's when you answer with the bubble. Right. Not sure what they're doing actually, but it's funny. Oh, I forgot it's quick play, right? That's alright. It's just they're kind of all over the place for some reason. But-
Yeah, this is super weird to play against. Waiting for bubble.
Nice. Good. Good cover usage as well. That's how you do it.
Yeah,
Just
Hog makes me the cover god, bro. He makes me paranoid.
This is how you want it most of the time, but still prioritize your primary fire though. Ideally, like shoot.
Yeah, I mean, no one's in range.
Yeah. When possible, of course, when possible. Like let's say here, you just primary
jump?
fire all the time.
Oh.
Right. Primary,
I also
primary,
use it to
primary.
boot people, but you're right. I need to be primary fire more.
You can boop. It just depends. This is like micro. You don't want to overdo it.
No.
You want to increase your uptime, general uptime. Primary fire is still gonna be the most valuable tool. Okay, you probably can try to maintain this right side room or something, so you create this off-angle pressure.
I don't trust my support. Need bubble back.
Go on the side lanes. You stand in the main lane way too much. Go on the side lane somewhere. Left, right, doesn't matter.
Wait, what'd you say about what? Decide what?
Yeah. I was saying, just go on the side lane still. Like, let's say you just gotta win the fight. Yeah, here you're fighting for this choke. Okay, take the right side. Take the right side to drag the attention. Yeah, for example.
Right. So make a decision and just go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you don't
Okay.
don't stick to main lane too much. Main lane can be fine, but there should be a reason, a good reason. Maybe.
What are you doing?
All right. Okay, now side lane. See if possible. All right.
I'm gonna just stop.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Mm-hmm. Now it's reasonable because you can stop the card from here. But see, you're still not behind your team. You kind of wait. This is good. I like it. Right. That was good.
I felt like I had to contest cart. That's why I just ulted main. I felt like my rotation was gonna take too long.
Ulting there was fine, but see, like now, if the card gets into this place under, well, maybe your team is holding the left building, you hold the right building. That's enough. You don't have to walk through all the way right doorway anymore. It's the main point. We just
Oh, you're saying just hold this, not flank completely.
Not anymore, because it's changed now. Yeah, because the point actually got to under the bridge, so it's always dynamic.
Earlier you weren't saying to flank. Earlier you were just saying to hold.
Yeah,
this.
exactly. But the point was
I see.
behind the corner. Yeah, like the point was a little bit further up there. Yeah, so it was more reasonable.
No, that's not the right bubble. That's a mistake.
Nice, you got a kill. You can kill the brick there too. Mm-hmm. That's alright. Okay. Can actually try to do one more. Was one quite short, but about primary fire as well and the right clicks. It's right clicks are fine, but most of the time it's just when you doing them. So it's one most common thing. You use them as a finisher. That's quite nice because you can have high uptime. This way you primary, and then at the end you right click something. another thing, it's kind of niche. I wouldn't pay attention to it that much at this time because you might overdo it. You might unnecessarily overdo the right click. It's disrupt the enemy's shooting. Yeah, let's say they can do big burst at some point of time. You can just right click them, but you have to recognize that sometimes you kind of overdo the right click unnecessarily. Yeah, you just shoot the right click way too much.
It's a bad habit I need to break,
Mhm.
which is just booping people.
Yeah,
If I can boop
Yep.
them, but I don't know. I just take
Yeah.
the opportunity.
Yeah.
But
So let's let it be the habit. Let's do like you primary fire most of the time at your when you have the range and use your right click as a finisher for now. I think it's gonna be
okay,
better.
so if
Mhm.
one ammo only, basically now from now on.
Yes,
So I'll use-
exactly,
Okay.
exactly.
Instead of using the one.
Yes, and later then you might implement more advanced habits going from there, just trying to boot people when they do big bursts. But this is more advanced. This is honestly something I do with maybe like even when you masters diamond, like up on those ranks. That's where it's really gonna be more valuable. But this is really niche tech. I don't think you have to do it at this point of time.
I
Just
mean,
to-
I peaked. What was it, Diamond 2?
oh,
last
okay, okay,
season?
okay, okay. No, this
Yeah, right
this is
now
fine.
I'm only gold 1 because I played with some friends and it brought me down. But I usually sit plat, high plat, low diamond.
Okay. Well, still, well, you can take advantage of that then, sure, but then just pay attention to it later. For now, primary fire first. Okay. Primary fire first as much as possible. Right click as a finisher. So you don't boop too much.
Uh,
That's alright.
Thinking too much about the the right clicks and that.
That happens sometimes, you know, when you
I was like looking at my ammo.
yeah. That happens. That's why usually it's okay to work on one habit at a time, and you might notice you autopilot and other things. That happens. Honestly, that's alright.
I
Understandable.
stared down at my ammo and I died. Alright.
Right. Okay.
Oh shoot.
But the more you do it, the faster you're gonna be at recognizing. Oh well, that's unfortunate. That's fine. So you set. Yeah. The more you do something, the faster you're gonna be. Maybe you just look, you know, with 1 second, 1 millisecond maybe, and you will already recognize when you have the perfect amount of ammo. It should be maybe not even you looking, but it's more like a feeling. You should feel like, okay, my ammo is out. Hmm. Try to reset here. This is good holding the right side here. I like it. You're not going towards your team exactly, yeah, but side lanes. This is nice. Can now push up, take space, and still see if there's possibility to maintain the side lanes there. Maybe leaning towards
Can't
the
really
left.
reach anyone.
Mm-hmm.
I'm right clicking.
Yeah, that's good.
Dude, they
That's
just
good.
push spots so far.
Oh, you can do the same, I believe. Nice. You have better spawn, so just try to survive. Maybe get a Moira.
Push the bot, right?
Yeah, sure you can. For now, there's nobody who can push that, so...
I help him. No,
Nice.
he doesn't need my help.
Try to lean towards this left rooms or something, or like right glass, so yeah. You bait them in slightly, a little bit more. Yeah, I like this. Backline first.
Oh, right.
That's alright.
Shit, Zen's fucking Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Fucking tank of the year. Look at this guy right here.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Nice rotation there. You can.
Stop!
Okay. All right. That was
I
good
knew
initial
it.
position though. I like it.
I went too deep. I went too deep.
Mm.
Yeah, I knew it.
It's just
I
maybe
heard him too. I heard him winding it up.
maybe at this point of time again. It's just I take the position. Well, let's see if I have the resources for the kill zone. Let's put it this way. Yeah. Try to maybe
Yeah,
save it
used too
for
many
this.
bubbles up
Yeah.
there. Not enough to get up, back down. No, oh, Will's for him.
Nice.
Backline or not? Just kidding. I don't have the resources for it. That's my mistake.
That's okay. You can reset. Well, you got
And
the.
I was pushing. They were behind cover. My team can't see them.
Yeah. I think this is one of those cases where again maybe bait them in slightly more, right? Just it's all right for you to hold this corner, kind of just hold your space. You
100 charge nano Zarya. I was really hoping for something, but
yeah,
not.
no, it's all right, you know. But see how long you can push. How far? Okay.
Okay. Friggin' Giga Chad, this guy right here.
Right.
Look at him.
Yeah, you can take the same position if possible, but then make sure you have the
Up here?
bubbles. Yeah. Make sure you have the bubbles
I
for
have
the.
both.
Uh-huh.
Or I can just chase this Moira for a little. Never mind.
It just okay. This guy might be killable. Nice. Well, you got a disadvantage here.
Where's my team? No.
Yeah, the two the Nyara, the enemy's Nyara killed two.
That's crazy.
See, try to set up proactive graph here somehow as well. Maybe pressure their supports a little bit more at the start.
No. Oh, he's about it. Yeah, he's about to have it. He's about to have dragon.
All right, you should be winning this.
I'm holding the open space.
Yeah. Just cover first.
No, don't walk on them.
Nice.
There you go.
Nice, good job. You can kill the Moira, push the cart, and get the space after.
Should I, as the tank, be the one walking this thing? I have a genuine question. I don't know if I'm the one that's...
You
Okay.
Oh well.
All right. Okay.
You know, okay.
Cool.
When you have somebody with high mobility, usually them should be walking this thing because they like your Kiri, for example, because she can TP in somewhere. Usually you're the one who is taking a space. You know, there might be cases if you play high mobile tank, then sure, like Diva, maybe Ball, then you do. Right, you can actually repeat the similar thing with the Winston. Try to take this side lanes and then apply pressure with your bubble when your team is in. Right, fine, nice. All right. Now can take space. Maybe get a more.
Oh, they got
Nice.
her.
Mm-hmm. With the Winston, you can actually be even more greedy. Like you can set up on this kind of 180 angles. It's just more flanky-ish angles, if possible.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm gonna try to dive the Zen.
Sure.
Yeah, he just used his right click. That is not the Zen. Here he is.
Okay. From here, you just survive, live. You don't have bubble. Once you do, you can look for another dive. Oh, she's one.
No, no, no.
Oh, that's
Oh,
unfortunate.
I don't want to use it. I don't want to use my ult.
Oh, I think you got it because you need to touch. Yeah, it's 2 seconds.
Yeah, nothing I can do.
That's alright. That's alright. Yeah. Okay. Well, this one is just more polishing. I think, or what we mentioned. Well, it's maybe a little bit harder in the middle because of all this glass. It's not allowing you to exactly maybe take the side lanes as much, but the left buildings though, like this is something you can take advantage of. It's just I think the
Last
most
side in the middle. In
yeah.
the middle of point.
Well, it's this. Well, you try to lean towards the buildings as well. It's just you want to make sure they bait it in slightly more. I think before committing the bubbles. Remember, there were times where maybe you go up on the high ground and then we use bubble a little bit too early. Oh, by the way, maybe don't queue because we have 10 minutes. So yeah. I think it's better if we go over some of the examples here and then summarize all of this. All right. Yeah, so it's don't you don't want to bait the enemy a little bit more, yeah, before using the resource there. Cover actually helps out a lot with this too, finding this right corner to use. Let's see.
You want to watch Colosseo, right?
Yeah. We can just briefly watch that and then summarize. I think. Let's see. Especially the middle section is kind of tough a lot of times. So see, like, right there. Okay. This is what you want to be careful about. When you do all this pressure, all of this is fine. Oh, another thing about your primary fire as well. So I did mention use right click as a finisher. Sometimes what I notice is you tend to reload when necessarily, like when you still could be applying pressure. For example, here you have 22 ammo. You still can kind of peek out and maybe shoot something. Even with your right click, yeah, you don't have to reload. Try to let's put it this way. Reload less. Well, what could be effective just for you to say, well, let's say try to empty your ammo, lean towards like emptying most of your ammo first rather than reloading too much. You will see like so this replay even, okay, I'm just pushing, well, let's say like the next fight right there. So it's just like here, you pressure the Genji, pressure, and then here. Pressure, you don't have to reload. You can just use the bubble, sure, but you still can use this time to maybe fine applying a little bit more pressure. At least like let's say I do the right click. Well, it's a little bit of pressure. Once you get behind the cover, sure, maybe you don't see an enemy. That's all right. But here, if you know, for example, the Genji's wall climbing. Well, the most ideal is I use the bubble and then I start just primary fire him without reloading. You know, you just kind of maybe you don't exactly gonna meet every shoot every shot from the primary fire, but that's okay. That's all right. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So just a little bit more of this. I think you good with the general pressure. Is just try to polish this and this example here. So to break it down from positional perspective, yeah. When we doing all of this, pressure, right? And this is what you need, I think, a little bit more. Try to see, wait for maybe more commitment, and also you didn't watch the echo. Well, it didn't see
I
the
th-
echo, but that's all right.
I thought I
It
heard her
happens.
bombs.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I
that
think that's what baited my bubble.
yeah, yeah.
Was it that?
This
Yeah. Oh no, it wasn't.
yeah. So see, like you want when
Oh,
this
it
happens.
was the Zen charge. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, and for that exact reason, try to think about the resources. Like your bubble as a resource which allows you to shut down anything. First of all, what enters your space? Yeah, let's say if Echo, she does the bomb and beam while entering the space. Well, that makes sense why I use bubble. Yeah, if when we trying to just bubble this, it might be not as necessary to us because your team, they first of all, they more positioned to shoot all of this kind of what's in front. Yeah, let's put it this way. Yeah, or maybe even this echo at the end. Yeah, what is really far? You guys, well, even you cannot apply pressure on it that much. So try to bait the enemy a little bit more, so you only exposed to the damage in the kill zone. So like let's say here you hold, and then they do all this pressure, you bubble now, and then you have the second bubble to just disable the Genji, disable the echo. This is much better. I think this is what you need to look for. Let's say, okay, so baiting the enemies in. Mention this one. And I think another habit is also gonna be, how do I minimize amount of threats? Okay, you can make this other note as well. So when you bait in the enemies in, try to deal with one angle at a time. So for example, here you see all these guys, they're able to shoot you. Yeah, they're kind of multiple threats in front of your screen. But because I'm using cover to my advantage, where maybe I'm only exposed to this, yeah, let's say I'm exposed to this Genji, exposed to this Orisa, this is much better because I'm not dealing with all of this pressure together. Yeah, so it's like I'm here, and then maybe I can use the spiller. Yeah, I can use the spiller to isolate threats one more time, instead of like existing in the open and exposed to unnecessary damage, which your team is kind of they're not
Here,
Mhm.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Here, I should have rotated around that pillar and then bubble
Yeah,
on the way out
yeah,
of it.
exactly. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like polishing
Mhm.
this is gonna help immensely. I like the proactivity there, though. Yeah, you see, it's much better. There's a lot of attention goes to you. Of course, it's more tunneled, linear, right? It's more linear map, but still, this is what you're looking for, especially with the. Let me see, where was this right side when he was taking the high ground? I think it's gonna be here. Oh, I was exact on point. Okay, that's when you're taking this high ground. That's really nice. Okay, you start with this pressure, but then try to use cover to your advantage, so you minimize threats, you're not overexposed, and prepare the bubbles for the kill zone. There might be an exception. Okay, there might be an exception where you use your bubbles early. It's if you can get an early kill for whatever reason. If you know
Right.
this can happen, well, sure. I think it's a good reason. But here, the more,
Yeah. As soon as the Zen started shooting at me, yeah, I said, yeah, I'm
yeah,
dead.
yeah,
That's when I started
yeah.
freaking
So,
out.
so, so
I was hoping someone like
yeah,
helped me or something.
that's why like this habit. Yeah, minimizing threats. Shooting the more, well, if I'm starting the pressure, I can be here, maybe leaning towards the pillar, or let's say I decide to move forward, then I instantly have to rotate from this pillar to this. Yeah, prioritize movement, maybe do the right click jump as well if you like, and then shoot the Moira instead of being exposed to all of this. So this allows you to kind of survive and do not use the bubble. Maybe you can also hold this space here a little bit more. So it's gonna be yeah. So you're gonna be surviving. All right. Yeah. So those examples. Well, we can summarize all of this. What have we mentioned today so far? So yeah. What we got out of today? You tell me.
Yeah. So kill zone isn't an always rule. Like I can't always sit on the kill zone. I mean, sometimes I can go on the flank, be more proactive,
Yes.
and still, but it doesn't mean still it's not just completely leave it. Just still be accessible to the kill zone.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. This is the main
Be
point.
accessible to it, but I don't have to sit on it.
Yes.
Which is
Exactly.
which is what I was doing before.
Yeah.
So I can leave it. I can be 2-3 3 seconds away from it,
Mm.
and still make sure to have the resources to come back to it and live. Basically.
Yeah,
'Cause here I
yeah,
didn't have
yeah,
the
yeah,
resources to live.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, positional mistake. I didn't sit behind the pillar, or I didn't,
Mhm.
be behind. I was just in the sight line of Zen, even though I knew he was there.
Mhm.
It was proactive. I just sat in front of Zen instead of using the
Yeah,
pillar. And
yeah, yeah,
didn't
yeah.
have enough resources for it.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, going on, flanks and being more proactive was the main thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
And taking the aggression from the enemy team. So I don't just risk my teammates dying to their 1v1s. So I'm
exactly.
taking that pressure.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. So you contribute into the kill zone, taking off angles. I was gonna say this this other thing about the lanes. Yeah, try to find an empty lane, try to take it. Usually it's gonna be side lane for you. I think most of the time. Well, people there's a tendency they stuck on the main lane way too much. So try to take this kind of left side lane or right side, like the way you did here. Yeah, this is the side lane and this is the main lane. This is usually better, but just try to use the cover, all of that, bait the enemy a little bit more, so you create more threat potential. Okay, so it's this, take side lane, and a little bit more attention on their backline. Well, I think you good at it. It's just sometimes, like let's say like the midtown, yeah, the second point maybe where we were positioned to only shoot the Zarya, like the first point, yeah, where it was walking through the choke, yeah. Try to position in a way so you get on their backline as the first priority. If possible, try to shoot them. If not, you recognize good opportunity, then shoot the tank. Yeah, but it's more important for you to see if there are ways for you to disrupt the enemy backline. So you can maybe disrupt the more abilities from them. Yeah, kind of just bait more important stuff on the map. Does it
Yeah.
make sense?
Yeah. Basically, shooting tank is just like if you have nothing else to do. Basically, if you're stuck,
Yeah, I think
you're kind
so.
of just stuck
I think
holding the
so.
front
I
line.
think
Just
so.
shoot tank because there's
Yeah,
nothing else to shoot at.
yeah. And this is where it's also, I think, important to see if maybe if you stuck in the front line and you understand, you realize, I'm in the front line and I'm shooting the tank. But see, are there possibilities for you to take the side lanes? Yeah, because it's not always good thing to always shoot. Yeah, there's some people maybe they say, oh, you always gotta do damage, but in reality, you can always set up for the better position first. Like I mentioned with those 3 steps, for example, you take the position first, and then now you're in more of a control. You have the better control of the map this way, and you will have an access to the backline. But he was not shooting for some time, and that's all right. Always prioritize setup first. Yeah, let's.
I mean, yeah,
Mhm.
rotating is okay. You don't
Yeah.
have to.
Mm.
Oh, you weren't doing damage while you're rotating for 2 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's put it this way. Setup first. Mechanically, a little bit more attention on primary fire. Let's do it a little bit more. With right
Mhm.
clicks. Slow down with that for sure. Try to just start using right clicks as a finisher. You can also disrupt the shot's big burst, but I think it's actually worth discussing later. It's just, there's something I talk about usually with DPS players, like they looking at all this attention and things, but it's just, I'm gonna write it down. Right click, yeah, right click for disruption, because there are quite a lot of things you can do with that. If you want, we can go with that. Okay, and we can also
Anything
go
on Winston?
Winston. Sure, we we kind of. It was just the last point, honestly. I don't think I wouldn't look for
You
something
didn't.
Winston
You
too
didn't see
Winston
enough.
specific. Yeah, but let's say because you run Winston, you can apply similar stuff we mentioned today, but you can take more flanky-ish angles because of your mobility. You can literally set up on the back line on this kind of 180 angles a little bit more. Take advantage of that more, for sure. But yeah, I'm also gonna write down maybe like Winston specifics, especially. Well, your bubble management actually is almost equally important, maybe even more important. So maybe we can go with that as well. But for now, it was just more about all this lanes control, this bubble management. It really connects to this. How do you position yourself? I think at this point of time. All right. Do you have